Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert, and in this video I'm going to be taking some tourists to Minmus. So we want to get 4 of them there, landing on Minmus. The only one that slightly worries me is fly by Minmus. I hope that doesn't mean kind of an entering and escaping, just flying straight by it type of trajectory and leaving its sphere of influence. Hopefully I can enter the sphere of influence, circularize, and then leave again, and hopefully that'll count. So the flyby Minmus is my biggest concern here. We'll see how that goes. And then I've also got plant a flag on Minmus. I'm already going to have Jeb there, so I might as well do that. And then if we look through here, explore Minmus. I don't want to have to, so I'd have to do docking. I don't want to do that. Build a new orbital station, so build a new one with an antenna, docking port. So I don't have a docking port, but I could add it to what I have. At least 5 Kerbals, so I've already got 4. And then I've got Jeb. Have a pilot on the station, Jeb. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. So I could just temporarily do this and then do the rest of the mission. They're not really specifying the orbit as far as I can tell. So I'm going to do that. Alright. And let's go look at the rocket. Basically, this is the same rocket that I used before. Not that one. Let's see, ferry to Minmus. So this is the same lower stage that I had. For the most part, I added an extra wing because I put this on this final landing stage is not aerodynamically stable. But yeah, so our total delta V is 8,300, which should be more than enough as far as I know. One thing I'm considering, let's see, so I do have solar. And then I want to add docking ports. So get these guys on there. I want 2, so it's just symmetrical. Pop those on. And as far as I can tell here, I've got all the things I need for that mission. Build a new orbital station, build a new station, antenna. Alright, I need antenna. I can just add a cheap little antenna, or 2 of them, so I'm not asymmetrical here. Right there, I guess. Let's see, because this just needs to be the part that orbits. That's fairly easy. I'm going to put it here. No, I can put it here. I can definitely put it here. So 2 of those. Build a station, antenna, docking port, and can generate power right there. Have a facility supporting at least 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a pilot on the station. That's going to be Jeb. Check. Oh, these guys. Those are the lucky tourists. Maintain stability for 10 seconds. I can do that. Put your station in orbit of Minmus. Alright. Plant a flag on Minmus. As far as I can tell, I've got everything I need here. I've got 3 drogue chutes and 1 chute. I think this is going to be light enough. Let me check the mass of a science port, 0.2, and then structural. Wait, where would it be then? If it's not structural, maybe utility? Oh wow, that's a big difference. Okay, I probably need bigger parachutes here. So I'm going to have 2, well, I'll leave the 3 drogue chutes. I'll just overkill it with parachutes. Do this. Okay, so those chutes, alright, I want to do the drogue chutes first. This is just in case. I just want to be extra safe with it. I still got a ton of delta V. Alright, so the main chutes last, drogue chutes first. That separates. Engine in that one. Right, engine in that one, engine in that one. Separate those, all engines. Alright, we're going to go for it. So I'm going to save this one last time now that I got these extra doodads on here. And that's going to enable me hopefully to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or even more. I'm kind of doing 4 missions at once. I'm going to go for it. And now an important thing. I want to be a little cautious with the delta V because this mission is going to take a little longer. I've got a lot of steps. So I'm actually going to go back to the Space Center here. And what I'm going to do is try to get a reasonable inclination with Minmus. Alright, it's too bad that other green thing's showing up, but let's see, I need to go... What I'm doing is getting it so that I'm looking straight down Kerbin's equator. So that's pretty flat. Alright, so I'm going to time warp until the Kerbal Space Center is right here. Getting there. Alright, and then I'm going to be going up, so I need to go north-ish. Alright, let's go back to this guy. I need to go north-ish, which is the opposite on the nav ball, so I gotta hold WD, basically. Maybe for 40 seconds. Alright, here we go, so full throttle, stability assist. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Kerbals on. We're gonna go for it. So 3, 2, 1. We're off. I should have set it as target. I'm gonna do that now while I'm still trying to turn here. So click here, set as target, and then I can keep an eye. -4 degrees. -3. Okay, so it is getting better when I'm over here. I can't get much turning done yet. -3.0, yeah, so it's getting better. So yeah, I just lined up so that where the two planes intersect, I launched at a good time where that could happen. Okay, so I need to make sure to do a full orbit of Kerbin or whatever, or set it to orbital, not just directly inject. So I'm about to stage, hopefully it stays stable. Okay, I lost something, hopefully it wasn't a big deal. Maybe it was one of my wings. And this is stable enough, I'm going to go check this out. So 1.4 degrees, that's not bad. So I'm going to start turning more to the east and see if it slowly makes it better. 1.4, 1.5, that's making it worse, so I need to turn down to here. 1.3, 1.2. So yeah, the whole goal of this is to not have to do a plane change. I can just do it all here on the fly. -1, and we can see it's looking like clockwise while okay, so I'm going to keep it going this way. Apoaps of 72, so it's getting up there. -0.7, so this is getting closer. We'll see how close I got because I just eyeballed it, and unfortunately they don't draw this line because you could just kind of time warp until Kerbal Space Center is hitting that intersection line. So I'm at 0.6 degrees, make sure it's still getting better. I'm going to turn a little more kind of north. 0.5. 0.6, okay, so that seems to be getting worse. So I'm going to go back over here. And I want to bring it counterclockwise, which it's doing slowly, so I'm going to turn a little more to the east. Did I lose a stage? Yes. Alright. So turning a little more to the east here, and that's going to bring this back down. So I want to see what the minimum is that I can hit. So at a 0.5, and then we'll see if I can ever get this down to a 0.4. We'll see how that goes. So I'm just keeping an eye on both of these things here. Getting my apoaps out to about 125, 150. And then I want to try to get my inclination down to 0.4 if it's going to let me. If this goes back to a 0.6, nope. So 0.5 is the best I can do, so I'm going to aim right about here. And I'm still just raising that apoaps out and getting it far ahead of me so I don't have to worry about thrust to weight ratios or anything. Still plenty of delta V. And then I should be able to take this stage that I'm riding on all the way and crash that into Minmus. Add a maneuver here. So these guys all should, if they wanted a suborbital of Kerbal, looks like they got it. Now I'm going to... Am I just doing this totally wrong? Okay. Maybe I wasn't looking. Okay. 136, 128. So it's just being really sensitive or something. There it goes. Wow, it's just swapping really quick. So I'm going to reduce the amount of sensitivity. Okay, well, anyway, 130 to 128, that's close enough. I do have solar, I've got a little bit of electrical charge, I'm not trying to transmit any science. Alright, so I'm going to be using very little of my delta V to actually circularize, so that's a good thing. And the burn time's only 18 seconds, so no. No thank you. How do I delete this without ruining things? Alright, I'm just gonna warp. I'll warp manually because it doesn't seem to want to let me do what I want. There we go. Jeb cannot yet go towards a maneuver node, so I'm going to do that myself. So I'm going to get to the maneuver node. Full throttle. And we're just going to keep raising that periaps until we get a good circular orbit. There it goes. Check. Alright. 127. Okay, we're in space. I'm surprised I didn't see this really blink at me. Shouldn't it have? So I've got a station. Put your station in orbit of Minmus. Plant a flag on Minmus. What about all these guys? Orbit around Kerbal. Ferry 4 safely. Oh, these are different dudes. Here we go. These are the dudes I want to watch way at the bottom with the Minmus mission. Make sure I'm not missing any. Alright. So now I'm going to start aiming for Minmus itself. So there it is over there. I need to do my burn around here. Somewhere around here. Find out. It is set as target, so... Go out like that. And I might need to adjust that timing. Oh, it's not out there yet. I hope I didn't mess up my inclination too much. 0.6, no, that's as close as it could have been to perfect. I think the best was 0.5. There's an encounter, so I'm going to double click on Minmus. And now I'm going to hit this to get to the maneuver, go to here. Alright, so if I start to adjust my timing forward, you can see that it's helping to move me closer with my periaps. I can't tell if that made it better or worse, so I'm going to, oops, do that. Reduce the sensitivity there. Oop, lost it there. Alright, so 1 million something. If I speed up, that'll probably get it closer. It seems to have. Yep, and then I'm going to adjust my timing. And let's see, I don't want to be hitting it so high up. And where am I? I'm going like this, so if I burn down now... So I'm going to try this. I'm going to do a few of these. Is that not doing anything? Look at my speeds, like practically the same. Alright, so 321, 1, 2, 3, 311. Alright, so it is helping a bit. I'm going to slowly pull that down and try to get more planar here. Something like that. And I want to slow down, so first I'm going to try to adjust my burn timing. I'll burn time a little earlier and slow down. I'm trying to do this with as little delta V as possible. Granted, these are tiny changes. So I'm just going to take this and adjust it till it gets there. I'm going to reduce the sensitivity and start to bring in my periaps, and then bring this down again. Slow down a little bit, speed up a little bit, reduce the sensitivity, slow down a little bit. I might be getting some interaction with the moon, so I need to be pretty careful. I'll just do this one. This one seems to not be quite as sensitive as the others. And this will at least get me close. I can do a mid-course correction if I need to. Turn off stability assist and just head up this way. I'll do the cheat, yoink. Stabilize. Time warp to the no. I'm just gonna do it manual. These camera angles are maybe this. All right. Okay, I'm gonna warp to 1:25, so maybe there. So yeah, we're warping around. We're getting ready for trans-Minmus injection. Going for basically a Hohmann transfer. All right, well, it's time to burn, so full throttle. I time warped slightly too close. I'm gonna time warp with Alt in the angle bracket. And this is as fast as this is gonna go. Fly by Minmus land. Alright, I'm ready to reduce time warp here. Okay, now I'm finishing my burn. Okay, I'm going to change my view to Minmus if I can figure out how to click on it. Oh my gosh. This is one of the problems with the interface, is trying to... Oh wait, do I gotta go over here? Minmus might be over here. There it is. I'll focus here. Okay. And I'm gonna keep doing my burn towards this, because very small amounts can affect... Okay, there goes my periaps. I'm gonna close out of this, so if I'm way over there, I need to aim retrograde a little. And then tiny amounts of adjustment should yank this over here or something. Lost my contact with it. Actually, I should be able to aim... I don't remember if it was normal or anti-normal, so I'm not gonna do that. Just a little bit of throttle. There we go. And so this will at least keep me on track until I get closer. It's going to take a very small amount of delta V, even when I'm close, to get out there. So I'm just going to time warp to here. Okay, I'm going to want to extend my antenna. Not that it really matters, but I want to make sure that this other mission, the space base or space station around Minmus, is going to work. This takes a really long time to warp. Alright. Make sure time warp is off. And I want to burn, so ignore all this. I want to burn southeast. So southeast should be 135, I think. Let's get over here and see if this is going to help. Right about there. Alright, so a little throttle. That's bringing it in closer. By the way, let's see how much fuel. 500. Okay. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving space debris. So bringing this in. Hopefully more or less a collision course at first. But now that I get here, make that a little flat. Okay. I can now go east. I mean, I've got a lot of delta V. I might be able to circularize just with this. Alright, I want to extend the antenna. Not that it probably matters. Alright. I think we're looking good. I've got enough delta V, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm going 200 meters per second, and all I gotta do is slow that down. I'm not gonna speed up much. I mean, I might be at 400 meters per second when I get here. And then this has 500 I can knock down, so I'm pretty sure I can just go for orbit. I'm gonna go straight east and just burn until I have a periapse around here. Chances are I've got enough delta V with this other stage anyway. But I'm going to take this just off of... Oh, okay. A little higher than I intended, but now I'm going to start to time warp. Well, I'm going to actually make this maneuver node and see what it's going to tell me for how much delta V it's going to take to circularize. Add maneuver. Retrograde. 104. 158, and if I go 400, I can just totally crash. Alright, so I'm not too worried. I can time warp to here. Do we need... Alright, fly by Minmus. So that one counted. That's the one I was most worried about, fly by Minmus. So now I've got land, orbit, land, orbit, land, land. Alright, these guys are in luck. So I'm just going to time warp to here. Yeah, I've still got 511 delta V with this stage alone, and then I've got 3,000 there, so, I mean, I can just do laps. I could almost probably land on the moon, too. Alright, I need to get in orbit around Minmus first. I'm kind of thinking I just want to land on this lake, and so if I do an orbit now, I should be able to... what did I do? Alright, I want to go retrograde, full throttle, and I should be able to get an orbit with this. Am I? Or am I going to bring the periapse too low? I'm going to warp to here. Then start again. Get it to orbit. Okay. Does this count? Alright, I've got some blinky stuff. That's good. Orbit Kerbal. Orbit Minmus. Orbit Minmus. Alright, and then where's my space station mission? Build a new orbital station around Minmus. Check. Now I've got to plant a flag. Ferry for tourists. Moon. Moon. Alright, all we got to do is land on the moon and plant a flag. So I'm going to just aim for somewhere over here. Retrograde. Let's go for it. I can probably just land on the nozzle of this thing. Alright, I'm going to aim north. What's north going to be? Maybe normal? Yes. Alright. And I'm going to just burn up a bit. Kind of increase my inclination. Something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to time warp in. My legs are down. I probably can't land on this. I've already got 147 meters per second. I'm going to aim retrograde. Try a crew report in case I'm going to get any little... Nope. Been there, done that. Yeah, I ought to have enough delta V to land it right on the nozzle. I might as well just land it now. That ought to get me before the hill. Time warp in a bit. I'll land now so I don't get too far with my latitude here and just kind of stay on plane so it's easier to get back home. I just want to get it done. Alright, no time warp, so I'm going to look for my shadow direction and time warp with physics warp. Land on Minmus, yeah, that's about it. And then I hope that door is not blocked. That'll be bummer. Let's see how that's gonna go. So I've still got 116 delta V with this stage. Very good thrust to weight ratio. I might not even need all this. Oh well. 60 delta V ought to be more than enough. My thrust to weight ratio is more than adequate for this. Lander on the nozzles. Okay, so hopefully this counts. Yep. And now one of the moments of truth I wasn't expecting is hoping to get Jeb out of here. I put that parachute in a somewhat precarious, why is everything moving? Let's turn off stability assist. Is it going to stay? I'm kind of tempted to stage this away. I'm going to. So I'm going to stage this off and then re-land. Or is it going to stay still? I don't want this to tip over with Jeb out because I don't have a ton of our reaction control. So I'm going to stage and then be ready to throttle off a bit. And then just land next to this. Alright, let's aim back up. Retro. Give a little throttle. Is that going to count? Get this there. Is it going to stay still this time? Turn off stability assist. Alright. What's my picture going to be? What is it? F2? Okay. So I got that picture. EVA with Jeb. Please let me out. Okay, I think I'll be able to grab back on board. So I'm going to let go. Alright, plant the flag. Sorry about the noise. Got family here and that's the way it is. Minmus tourists. Yeah, generally when my son's sleeping, people are gonna hopefully try not to make noise, but it happens, so. EVA, of course, nothing. Alright. So, there's the flag. Plant a flag on the moon. Plant a flag on Minmus. Alright. So, we're ready to just go back. Get back into my RCS. This might be the hardest part of the mission right here. Because, that parachute's in the way. Okay, climb up, please let me board. Alright. So we planted the flag, we landed the dudes and dudettes. We got the space station. All we gotta do is return them alive to their loving families. Or gardeners, I don't know which it is. Yep, I'm just gonna go straight east and have a little bit of inclination and then do a plane change if I need to. I've got 3,000 delta V, so alright, here we go. Let's start to throttle my way up. Stability assist and aim at 90. Make sure I'm not going to hit anything. Nope. Plenty safe to go east, so I'm going to maintain a 90 heading. Raising that apoapse. And I'll get it to, say, 20 thou. Okay. Then I can aim a little past the horizon here. Something like that. Time warp to there. Is it gonna warp? Maybe now it will, since I'm over the 3,000 or whatever. Double checking I got Jeb, although I have to, the way that I did this. I don't have any remote control stuff. Okay, let's circularize-ish. Pop out, that's gonna go over there, and we'll call that reasonable, sure. Alright, and then what I'm gonna do is get back home. I can use this delta V and practically just stop. So this should be at no aero braking, no nothing. Alright, time to add a maneuver around here. I would have rather had periaps be there and blah blah blah, but I don't really care. I've got 3,000 delta V. Speed up. Okay, so speeding up more. And I lost where I am. There I am. Alright, so 5 million kilometers, bringing it in. Preferring not to have any encounters with the moon here. $500,000. We'll call that good. That's only 155 delta V. I'm going to aim at the maneuver node. And time warp to the right burn time. I will turn off stability assist in case I go around the shadow and lose my solar. Alright. And yeah, I'm ultimately just gonna burn prograde soon, so I can basically wait until my prograde vector is hitting the maneuver node. Should be all at the same time. And begin the burn. I can take an EVA report while I'm going. Probably nothing. Nope. Alright, starting to bring it in. And yeah, I've got so much delta V, I don't need to worry about aero braking or anything like that. Close enough. Alright, so now I can just time warp into here. I am going the right way here, so this is looking good. And that's definitely not going to crash, so I'll time warp to here. I've had it before where the game just went ahead and said, you know what? And why is it not letting me click on my orbit? Okay, warp there. Again, sorry about the noise. Just the way it is. Alright. Let's... okay, how do I... okay. So there we are. We still got a good periaps, so I can just warp to the periaps. For whatever reason, I had one where I time warped, and the periapsis was like at 130, and then when I time warped in, it ended up at 30, and everything blew up. Here we go. Oh, that was good timing. Right over the KSC. And I'll just time warp into the maneuver node, or into the periaps, and just circularize this, go retro. I've still got 2,000 delta V. And just bring this apoaps down so I'm hitting the atmosphere with far less energy. That made me panic for a second. Alright. Let the gear up. Not that it probably matters. Still got a ton of delta V. I'm gonna physics warp this. and just watching that delta V because I don't want to get stuck in orbit. And then I'll bring it down so the periaps, apoaps are going to flop, and then I'll bring this down to like 120. Alright, so I'm done with the time warp. I'm going to bring this down to around 120 for the periaps, so that I'm hitting the atmosphere with very little energy. Okay. And then I can time warp out to here. And I'm just going to circularize it down to 125 on each side. And then I'll have low energy, and I might even be able to land it at KSC more or less. If it goes much further, my inclination isn't great. I think I'm going to miss it. I don't quite... The time to have plane changed would have been here. But either way, I can still slow down. I got so much delta V. So start slowing this down and dropping my apoaps. And then I probably got so much delta V I can easily circularize. I mean, we've got a total speed of 2,000, and I've still got 1,000 delta V. I mean, I could probably get an inclination of like 45 degrees, or what would it be? Maybe more like 30 degrees. I don't know off the top of my head what I could pull off right now. Make sure both of these are still in space. I could actually make this my apoaps, because that's more ideal for the plane change. That wasn't great though. But I can do the plane change, and then... Alright, so I want to go normal. I want to be aiming south. Other normal. If I burn south, that ought to help. 1400 delta V. And see how my overall speed is like barely changing at all? But yeah, the goal is to watch and see that this starts to flatten out. And it is. Still got a ton of delta V. Just in case I want to land at KSC, I'm going to flatten this out. Alright, cut the throttle. And okay. This might even be good, but I'm going to raise that periaps anyway, just so that I can myself time it. I've got so much left that... Alright, prograde, right. Perfect. And I'm going to warp to here. I'm not going to do any quick saves or any goofiness trying to land right at KSC. Still got my fuel. That's above 70. Warp it in. And I don't want to get it too steep. So, retro. Alright. I wish I could see what the number is, but I'll just watch for where it hits the ground. Let's see, my apoaps is 85. I'd say that's still at 60. Just trying to slow myself down a bit. I'd say still more. I don't want to come in too steep. Alright. Still got a ton of delta V, and I've got, so I can stage, and I've got a heat shield, and I've got drogue chutes, I've got Aero. This should be overkill squared. I'm going to be smacking in the atmosphere soon. Alright, I'm going to start burning now, because that's KSC there. I've got a lot of slowing down to do. Keep an eye on this. Oh shoot, I'm south of it. I don't think I'm going to have enough. Let's see, cut the throttle. Should I burn north-ish? I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go kind of manual and start to slow down and go north at the same time. Check on all this. I've got 600 delta V. $500. All right. That's it right there, right? Go retro. I think I'm going to overshoot. We'll find out here. Alright, make sure I don't have any physics warp on. Use up my last delta V. Yeah, I overshot it. I think I'm going to land over here somewhere. Getting ready to stage. I should probably do it before this runs out of fuel. Maybe. Oh well. There it goes. Don't break anything, please. Thank you. And then don't run into me later. It's still getting further away. Alright. I'm going to be past the islands, aren't I? What if I turn that way? What way would it be? I want to turn to the south, so it's this way. Yeah, this is very aerodynamically stable. And then part of the reason this thing's shaped like a dart, and so I did want to have the drogue chute just in case. I think, yeah, we're going to be good. Just make sure I keep slowing down. Alright, that's nice and far away. Still slowing down. And yeah, these parachutes are complete overkill. I think. Alright, we're floating down nice and slow. Drogue. Alright, and yeah, this is going to be very slow. These ought to open right at 1,000. I mean, it's just, yeah. Okay, and we're going to just wait for this. So, yeah, what we did is took multiple missions at the same time, all for Minmus. So one was to make kind of a space station, and all I really needed to do was add some antennas and docking ports to accomplish that. Do that. And let's see here. What's the impact speed these can handle? It's already going down. And then planting a flag on Minmus. And then the other big one was these tourists. I mean, I'm going to get like $500,000 out of this mission. Because, yes, like most of these guys landing on Minmus was like 130 thou. And then there were other things you could accomplish for them too. So I think I'm going to get like 500 thou. I mean, I might get 700 thou from this whole mission. When I get home, I might be 1.4 mil. Or I don't know exactly what, because I don't remember what I had. Give me the money. 1.7. All right, 100. Oh, at least that's over 90. I can do something with it. Sweet. So we did that mission, and the goal is going to be getting out to Duna Ike soon. I still got to get on the moon. And yeah, probably get some sort of space station going where I can get a lot of science. But anyway, this is Keith from Kinvert doing a playthrough, let's play, whatever, of KSP 1.7. I'm getting ready for KSP 2. We teach kids robotics, coding, and 3D printing, and I'm getting ready to start making those courses, so I want to go back through the game. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.